All right. Take like 5,400 and million. Just kidding. All right. Here we go. Thank you guys for joining me on my first YouTube video here with Wayward Wellness Coaching. I'm very excited to be able to have some content for you guys to check out. And this week is going to be on burnout and how it is biological, not necessarily just a mindset shift. So let's just hop right in. You know that moment when your body just finally says, no more? For me, it wasn't necessarily some dramatic collapse on a call. It was just some normal Tuesday morning in the station. I was running my 24s, living on Red Bulls and chaos, and doing my gigs on the weekends with my band, and trying to convince myself that I was fine. Outwardly, nothing looked like it was burning up in flames, but inside, I was withdrawing. I was overwhelmed. My mind felt like those muffled conversation clouds from the adults on Charlie Brown, where it's like, wah, 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 wah. It's really all I heard when people talk to me. I couldn't think straight, even though I worked out regularly. I was eating what I thought was incredibly healthy. I tried to sleep when I could, despite a wrecked shift schedule. And I was just fatigued every fucking day of my life. Every single doctor said the same thing, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys can relate. You're fine. Meanwhile, my body was screaming that I wasn't. And that's really when it hit me that the fire wasn't out there. It was in my nervous system. And I had been chasing so many other things to try to figure out what was going on. So if you've been chasing motivation, discipline, or the next wellness hack and still feel like you're breaking, you're not broken and you're not alone. You're just dysregulated. So today we're going to unpack why burnout isn't necessarily a mindset problem, it's biology. So once you understand that your body's actually doing and what it's doing, you can stop fighting against yourself and start working with it. So let's pull the curtain back a little bit and see what's happening underneath that hood. You've probably heard of the fight or flight response, and that's part of your sympathetic nervous system. It's your body's built in gas pedal, that system that says move, react, survive. Then there's the parasympathetic nervous system, your brake pedal. That's what brings you back down after the storm, and it slows your heart rate, helps you digest, repairs tissue, restores hormones, and it allows your body to rest. Together, these two systems, your sympathetic and your parasympathetic, make up what's called the autonomic nervous system. The problem is, though, when you live in this constant pressure, which is our society, that system gets hijacked. That gas pedal gets stuck. The brake wears out. So even when you want to relax, your body doesn't believe that it's safe to. Here's what that looks like in real life. You get home from work, but you can't stop checking your phone. You sit on the couch, but your shoulders are still up in your ears. You try to sit down to relax and meditate, but all you think about is that you should be doing something. Does this sound familiar? Because you're sympathetic dominant. You're just stuck in this go 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 mode. And that's because you can't live in high gear for forever. Eventually, your system is just going to say, I'm done. You might as well just put your car in neutral and throw a brick on a gas pedal because it's basically what you're doing with your body. And that's when you crash into that freeze state, that heavy fog, that exhaustion, where you can't focus. You don't care anymore. You're just numb and you feel like you want to just disappear from your own life. It's not laziness. It's not a lack of motivation. It's biology. It's your nervous system flipping the breaker on to protect what little energy you do have left. And when you're in that loop long enough, fight, flight, freeze, and repeat, your body literally forgets how to find neutral. You start to normalize dysfunction, things like headaches, fatigue, bloating, anxiety. These things become your new normal. Does this sound familiar? You tell yourself, I'm just tired. This was what it feels like to get older. Everybody's stressed out. But what's really happening is that your body has been signaling, I'm not safe, for so long that your brain has literally learned to tune out all of these indicators that it's been whispering. I used to think that my exhaustion was just a lack of discipline and a lack of motivation, that I just needed to toughen the fuck up. But what I eventually learned is that I was trying to mindset my way out of a physiological state. You can't positive affirmation your way out of a body that's stuck in survival mode. I feel like I need to say that again. You can't positive affirmation your way out of a body that is stuck in survival mode. Let that resonate a little bit. Because I get a lot of people that come to me and they're like, I just can't seem to get my body to feel right. And I'm like, well, what are you doing to try to get it out? And they're like, well, and they lay out the fact that they're working a copious amount of hours, right? They're not sleeping. They work 36-hour shifts, or they're not eating properly, or they're just doing things that are continually keeping themselves in fight or flight mode. But you cannot positively affirm your feelings or your mindset or your body out of a state that you perpetually put it into a chronic state of stress. All right. I just wanted to make sure that we let that resonate, because you have to regulate your body physically back into safety. Slowly, intentionally, and consistently. And the key to all of this is awareness. The moment that you can name the state that your nervous system is in, you can start to take your power and your authority and your confidence back. Because once you know whether your body is in sympathetic overdrive or parasympathetic collapse, you can start to apply the right tools instead of fighting the wrong battle. So I want to try something with you guys real quick. It's a simple 2-minute reset to start to retrain your system. It doesn't matter where you are. You can sit or you can stand as long as you're not driving. And I want you to just take a slow breath in through your nose and just hold it for 2 seconds. And I want you to exhale through your mouth as if you're fogging glass. Now we're just going to do a quick body scan. This is going to train your body to start listening to where you might be holding some tension. So now, starting with the top of your head, you're going to start with your forehead. You're going to go down to your jaw, into your shoulders, and then down into your chest. And as you just scan the rest of your body, I want you to notice, is there anything that's tight? Anything that's numb? Any discomfort? Maybe anything that's buzzing? Maybe something that just doesn't feel right. And again, you're not fixing anything. You're just signaling through awareness. You can move on down through your abdomen, into your back and into your stomach. Go on down into your pelvis, down into your thighs. And as you make your way down into your knees, into your calves, down into your ankles and into your feet. And again, just feel anything that might feel discomforting, tight, anything that just might feel different. You're just going to be bringing awareness to anything that might feel something different. Because every time you bring attention to your body, you're sending a message to your vagus nerve that we're not in danger right now. Right now, we're just bridging the gap between sympathetic and parasympathetic. The awareness is how we start to cross it. So as you breathe out, just see if you can let your shoulders drop 1% lower. Maybe just feel that exhale leave a little slower than the inhale came in. Do you notice a difference in your body now versus when we started? Now, that's just regulation in real time. Now, that's just one portion of how we can do a quick body scan, really just to see how, in the moment, we can just kind of regulate very quickly and see what potentially our body might be trying to tell ourselves. If you follow along in the future, this is going to be one tool that we can utilize for different types of scenarios. For example, maybe before we have a difficult conversation with someone, potentially if you're having a bad day, or it's just one of those things where you just had a moment where your anxiety might have risen up, or you felt triggered, or just a scenario might have come up where you needed to quickly scan your body and come back down off a mountaintop for some reason. But if this hit home for you, make sure you hit subscribe, because every week we're going to be breaking down some real science behind burnout, just really how to retrain and regulate your nervous system. You can drop a comment down and see what part landed hardest for you and maybe something that resonated for you. I want to read every single one of them, and if you provide some feedback and see what you might want to learn next week or the following week, or just a topic that you want discussed, I would love to hear it, because I want to hear what you guys want to talk about. And I just want you to also remember that you're not weak just because you're burnt out. You're burned out because you have allowed your body to adapt to the chaos that the society has created. But you can retrain it. Trust me, I'm living proof of it. And this channel is where we can start. I would love for this to become a family and a community where we can start supporting each other, because we are all living in this crazy world that the society has created. Whether you are in EMS, fire, law enforcement, any type of first responder, or you're just in a crazy, high pressure job, such as being in, CEO or senior management, or just any job of the sort that would create any type of stress, or you are just having a chaotic, stressful life as a parent, you're juggling a million things at once, whatever it might be, we are all under the same umbrella of a society that really was never meant to be for us humans, and in this burned out, crazy world. So, thank you for coming along for this journey. I would love to help you guys live a very authentic, less burned out, stressful life, and comment whatever you guys want to keep learning. And welcome to the community. So we'll see you next week. We'll talk about the hidden cost of control and why you can't relax even when you're off duty, regardless of the type of duty that it might be. All right. See you next week.